Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ntwaniengomane. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to this channel and welcome to today's video. I think at the recording of this video, we are sitting at around 7,700 subs. If you're watching this video, haven't subscribed, you would like to become part of this family, I encourage you to click the red subscribe button down below. Otherwise, without any further ado, I want to get on to today's video. We're gonna be raw, and I really want to share with you the in-between, guys, and also just give you a brief, I guess, overview of my journey, what my journey has been so far since moving to the UK. Over the past couple of days, I had a conversation on Instagram with someone I follow there, and they were talking about how a lot of us come onto Instagram with the before and the after picture, but no one is sharing the process, no one is sharing the during, right? And that sort of hit me, you know, because I have been going through some things. Let's just put it like that. I've been going through some things, and in my mind it was always let me figure out a way, how to solve this, how to get out of this, and then after I figured out a way, I will come and share with you guys when I have, you know, the problem and the solution. But there's so much power in actually just sharing the journey and sharing the difficulty, even though you don't have the solution, because you'd be quite surprised at how many people are going through the same thing that you are also going through. Over a week ago, I went back to South Africa. I actually went there for 10 days. And that trip was actually quite spontaneous. It wasn't planned. It wasn't something I had in my calendar for a few days or a few weeks or anything like that. I just decided, I think a week before, that, you know what, I need to go home. And I booked a flight and I left. I was at home. I was happy. I was with my family. My brothers and I were doing dance challenges together. It was great. It was amazing. And obviously the day came for me to come back to London, and I did. I went to Tambo and I flew back to Heathrow. But the beginning of this story is actually what happens between me being in South Africa and me landing in Heathrow. Something just switched, something just clicked. Somewhere along that journey, along that 11-hour flight, I just had a different turn of events, or different turn of emotion, if you can put it that way. I landed in Heathrow and I feel like I was in a little bit of a mild depression state. And I don't know, like when I went back home in December and I came back to London, I was sad, obviously, to be leaving my family, but I wasn't depressed. I wouldn't say I was depressed or anything like that. Yes, I was feeling sad, but it wasn't bad, you know, it wasn't bad. But last week when I landed in Heathrow, like everything just went dark, and I was really in a bad state. And I've been in slumps before. When I'm in a slump, I know how to get myself out of that slump. But on that particular day, I did not have the desire to get out of the slump. It happened, and I was like, oh well, this is what it is. I'm just gonna bask in this depression mode. But the whole point of this video is to discuss the source of that depression. And in my analysis and my thinking, I think this stems up from what I can maybe call a quarter life crisis, a state where I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And it's so embarrassing to admit it on video in front of all of you guys, because a lot of people, even I think the other day someone DM'd me and said, "Yo, Ntwani, your page inspires me so much. Your journey is so inspiring. I really want to be like you." And I look at those comments and I look at the realities of what's actually happening in my lives, and I'm like, guys, you really don't want to be like me. You know, so I think that's where it comes from. I think I'm just in this phase where everything is just so uncertain. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I want. I don't know how to solve it. You know, so it's sort of like a stage where there's so much uncertainty, there's so much pressure from society as well. You know, like just also being at home, how many questions I've gotten about, when are you buying a house? Oh, you must be earning a lot of money. When are you, you know, coming back and getting a car and getting married and all of those things? And it's really been a roller coaster. So I've just been in that state, you know, where I don't know what's happening. I'm so uncertain about the future. I don't know where I want to take my career. I don't know what direction I want to go. And I think, I don't know, but I think a lot of people get to a point also where they don't know what they want to do. And it's not just about us. It's not just about, you know, what's happening with us as the young generation now. I think it's this question of, so what's next, has been going on for years and years, and even established people in their careers started by asking themselves the same question. So over the last couple of months, I have been in the job market. Yes, I have been in the job market. And if you're wondering, oh, it's just been a year, why are you already looking for a new job, I think maybe it may warrant an actual separate video. But I feel like there was a mismatch between what I thought my job would be and what it actually is. And 100% all my fault, because I just feel like I never did enough research with this role. I never did enough research with what it meant to move into audit in London. And I feel like for some reason I felt it was going to be different. For some reason I thought it was not going to be as it is in South Africa. And no, it is not as it is in South Africa, but it is still audit. You know, we still have the same challenges and all of those things. And it just came to a point last year where I felt so dissatisfied with my job. I felt like I could be doing more in my career. I felt like I needed to be out of audit and doing something real. You know, if I can put it that way, like learning something new. I already had established that, you know what, audit is not something I'm going to do long term. But for the life of me, I don't know why I thought a move through audit would be fine. You know, because I remember even speaking to my friend about this before I took the role, and I said to him, you know what, if it wasn't because this role requires me to move to London, had I stayed in South Africa, I wouldn't have taken a role in audit. And I think that was the first mistake that I made, you know, to take a role that I know I do not want to grow in just because it affords me the opportunity to move to a certain country. I think that was the first mistake I made. But nevertheless, that has been made and we are here now. So I've been trying to figure out, what actually can I do with my career? Where can we go? And at first, I thought I wanted to be a banker. And I reached out to somebody who's a banker, somebody who was in audit, and they moved into banking. And, you know, they explained their move, they explained their transition, they explained how they did it. And I tried. Okay, I tried, and it just felt like so much work. I don't know, maybe I'm lazy, but also I think I got to a conclusion that maybe I'm just not interested in the modeling. I'm just not interested in the investment banking. I'm just not interested in that type of thing. And yeah, so I went through the motions. I applied, guys. I was sending my CV left, right, and center. I was doing all that I can. I was approaching recruiters. I was literally doing everything that I can to put my best foot forward, and that just never materialized. But I also think it's because I also just never put in enough effort to try and upskill myself in the things that relate to investment banking and the things that relate, I guess, to banking in general. So by virtue of me not putting enough effort into that, I realized, okay, maybe that is not what you want to do. But then the question has not gone away to, okay, so what is it that you want to do? You know, there has to be something. I still haven't come to a point where I know for sure what it is that I want to do. And I feel like that question is the real source of my mild depression, because I feel like I'm being left behind. I feel like my peers seem to have things figured out, and that's another thing that Mpo said as well. She's like, everyone looks like they have, you know, their lives figured out. It's like people are doing what they've always envisioned for themselves. Like they look like they've got it all together. And she went on to say, you know what, not everyone, we all just winging it. No one knows what they're doing. Like we all just winging it and hoping that it works out. And yeah, I guess that's the thing, you know, especially if you are frequent on LinkedIn. You see a lot of people start new roles, a lot of people achieve qualifications, and you just feel like, I'm left behind. Like, how is it 2 years post qualified and I am still an auditor, especially if audit is not something you see yourself doing in the long term. So I've been struggling with that, you guys, and it's given birth to so many other questions, like, is it actually worth it being in this country if I'm going to be feeling unfulfilled, if I can't even move into a job that I think I would like to move in because of issues about visa sponsorship? Is it worth the passport? You know, is it worth staying for the passport? Is it worth feeling, you know, being unfulfilled, if I can put it that way? So yeah, I think these things are the reason why also on my channel I haven't done a career video in a very long time. You will notice it's mostly been about finance, it's mostly been vlogs as well. Like, it's never really been anything about, oh, this is how you can move forward in your career like this or that, because I'm just in a state where I'm in a quarter-life crisis. Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming, I don't know if I'm going, and I know there's a lot of people, there's a lot of you guys who look up to me and find me inspiring, but right now in my life I don't see anything inspiring. It's just so dark, it's just so uncertain. And the one thing that I came across last week, so I've been writing down like weekly lessons that I'm learning, and the one lesson, actually let me read it out to you on my laptop. The one lesson that I've learned last week is that no one is coming to save you. No one will create opportunities for you. No one will figure out things for you. You need to take responsibility for your life and your future and create opportunities for yourself and figure things out for yourself. No one owes you anything. And that, yo guys, like, that has hit me hard. This piece of information is so isolating, yet it really, it's so real. You know what I mean? Like, it's isolating to think that I have to figure this out on my own. Like, no one is coming to help me. No one is gonna wake up in my DM and offer me a job that will be fulfilling for me. I need to do the work to find the job, to find that career, to find the direction that is fulfilling to me. Like, nobody owes me a chance. No one owes me an opportunity. No one owes me anything. I need to make things happen for myself. And it's so isolating when you're at a point where you just don't know what to do. Like, what do I need to do to get out of this? What do I need to do to find purpose, to find direction? But it also is so real that honestly no one out there knows where I should be. No one out there knows what my purpose is. No one out there knows the direction that I need to take except for me. Like, I need to figure it out. It's been a lot. It's been a lot, and it's been overwhelming, and nothing is flowing right now. Nothing is easy. I think I'm just at a point where everything is just so hard. Like, I'm just fighting every day to push through the day. I'm fighting every day to show up for work, to be a good manager that I've been appointed to be, and just to make the work environment healthy for my team and people that work with me. But inside, I just feel like I'm in this cage. I'm in this dark place where I don't know. So yeah, that's today's video. It's all over the place. It is quite overwhelming and quite embarrassing to actually just come and admit this online, but I really just wanted to share with you guys the during. I wanted to share with you guys the process, because I don't want to come here and say, oh guys, 2 years ago I was feeling like this, oh now it's solved, I found purpose, I found direction. I don't know. I just wanted to share the process. And if you're somebody who's also going through the same thing, you feel like people are, you know, the people around you are moving on with their careers, they're progressing, they're getting into roles that they want, and you're just there, like, you know, feeling unfulfilled, being in a role where you don't want to be, or in a role that you don't want to grow in. Because that's another thing, like, you can be in a job and it pays well and it's great, but it's not a job that you see yourself doing in the long term. And you know, it bears so many questions, like, well, if I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, then why am I still doing it? You know, should I, you know, what should I do? Should I move out into a new job? Should I start a business? Should I quit? Should I become a social media influencer? So many things going on. But if you do relate to this video, drop me down a comment, let me know how you feel. Of course, if you're comfortable sharing, but I hope this video shows you that you're not alone, shows you that I don't have it figured out. If you feel like you don't have it figured out, we don't have it figured out together. And you know, maybe it's okay, maybe we don't need to have it figured out. There's a quote by TD Jakes, actually. It's not a quote, actually I didn't write it down, but there's something that TD Jakes said in one of his sermons. He said, well, if everything was certain and you knew what was coming next, and you knew where to go, and you knew what would happen, then there wouldn't be a need for faith. You know, you wouldn't need to have faith, because you have everything figured out. And I guess faith is that, it's trusting that things will work out. It's trusting that, yes, I don't see the whole staircase, but maybe I can see the first step, and maybe that's what you need to take. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it is probably all over the place, but I hope you guys get the message, you get what I'm trying to put across. It is a messy time in my life right now. And I don't know if I'm gonna be in this country much longer. I don't know if, yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.